Good day, my sexies. Right, I actually tried to film this like 10 minutes ago and I got so stressed out because my family's around and like it's so hard for me to get in the zone. But my mom's been an absolute babe and she has said, you do your thing, I'm putting my headphones on. Thank you mom, guys, say thank you to mom because she's helping me out. Grab yourselves a drink. I've got myself the remnants of a hot chocolate with whiskey. Lord knows I need it at this point, because if anyone else knows what it's like to be a content creator whilst living around a family who's not in your content, yeah, anyway, cheers. This is the set. I wanted to give you festive, I wanted to give you cozy. Let me know what you think. I hope the fire isn't too loud. We've got a little nativity there. We had a baby Jesus. Who wants to see the baby Jesus? Vote if you like for Jesus, like if you like Jesus, or even if you don't like, never mind, just let's not get into this. Like for baby Jesus. Anyway, yep, there we go. Got a little setup from family friends as well. They brought these little tea light holders which are absolutely beautiful. I think from like New Zealand or something. Stunning, absolutely stunning. Got a gorgeous janky Christmas tree. Christmas trees, guys, tell me what's your vibe. I know obviously probably when I'm posting this it's gonna be like the new year and you guys will be like, ew, Christmas, ew, shut up, disliking the video, clicking off. But please can you just give me a chance? I'm gonna get onto the juicy stuff in a minute, okay? For your sake, not for mine, for your sake. So also, yes, okay, fine, you got me, for my future self's sake as well if I need it. But get yourselves a drink. Comment down below what you're drinking. You know what I'm having, oat milk as well, obviously. But with us for a Christmas tree, we go fake. What on earth is a fake? We go fake because my dad would get stressed and he's already a stressy enough person as it is. We don't need to add to that, you know, with the shedding and all of that, like cats, dogs. I mean, he just about puts up with the three of us women with our hair, dogs, cats, trees. He doesn't need anything else shedding in this house. Anyway, so we usually go for like the homey stuff. We collect baubles from here, there and everywhere. Like, what's your vibe? Are you like a Kardashian where you like just make a perfect tree and you just have like the particular color and everything's just perfect? Or do you go a lot more homey, a little more cozy? I love me a homey cozy tree. I don't know if it's just because I've been raised with it, but like I love me a homey cozy tree. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into 3 reasons as to why you may not be making progress in the way that you thought you would by now, or in a way that you actually want to be making, if that makes sense. I've got my computer, my handy dandy computer. She's ready. I don't want it to be too distracting, so I've done my best to condense my notes, but again, bear with me, your girl is learning, she's figuring it out. I'm doing the best that I can with what I have, and that is of course what I always wish for you to do. Anyway, enough with the bull crap. I need to get into, I have to stop swearing. By the time I post this the new year, I can't swear anymore. Alright, reason number 1, you're only working hard. Now, I put only an emphasis because the thing is, working hard is actually not a problem. Now, you guys have probably seen that quote around, work hard. No, not that, not that one. Work smart, not hard. Now, the reality is actually, it's not a bad thing to want to work hard. Of course, I probably have my LOA people out here saying, you don't actually need to work hard to get what you want. Maybe not, maybe not. Maybe you guys have entered another reality that I'm not in. Amazing, please tell me about it. Leave your comments down below. But either way, there's probably a part of you that still puts effort in some shape, form, or manner. Whether it be physically in your 3D reality or in your mind, hard work is being done to some extent, right? Effort is being put in, and that is not a crime. That is actually a very good thing, and it's actually very rewarding. However, if you are running, but you are running in the wrong direction, you're not doing anybody favors, hon. You're not. I wrote here, it's important to work hard, but no good if you're running in the wrong direction. Sure, you might build endurance and skill, but you'll also exhaust yourself and soon realize, shit, I'm going the wrong way. And then you have to run even more. So imagine, tuk, 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 oh shit, and tuk, 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 tuk. And then postpone your goal actualizing, which I'm sure is what you aren't aiming for. Now, I did this a lot in my past. I'd be like, oh yes, effort. Yes, effort is good. But if you're looking at the greats and the greats do not do what you're doing, you might want to rethink that one. There's nothing wrong with being original. There's nothing wrong with pursuing with passion. I'll get more into that in a second. But when it comes to achieving your goal, if you want to be as effective as possible, if there are people there that have done it before you, that know what they're doing, that know what they're talking about, look at what they did and go that way. Why are you trying to make life more difficult for yourself and then beat yourself up in the process because you're not getting to where you want to go, because you're trying a complicated method? Sometimes the best thing you can do, keep things simple. Run, yes, but run in the right direction. Subsection. I wrote Simon Sinek, of course I did. I met the guy in Singapore, okay? Obviously, I'm going to include him. He's an absolute awesome person. It's a very exciting day, probably the best day of the year. Very exciting. Anyway, actually, if you guys haven't seen that, it's on my Instagram. I'll post a little picture here because it just was, you know, I just have to show off a little bit. It's actually getting really hot, I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of hot right now. Simon actually said this in a real YouTube show. He said it in an interview. Actually, he didn't say it in a reel. He said it in an interview. You can go and work out one day, right? And you're gonna go home and you're gonna look in the mirror and you're gonna see nothing. And the next day, you can go, you can do the same thing, and you're gonna come home and you're gonna see nothing. And at that, you might think, okay, well, I'm not achieving anything. This can't be measured. I'm not achieving anything. It's not worth it. But actually, that's not true. What you're doing is compounding. He says you could go to the gym for 10 hours in one day and you're still not going to see anything. It's about the 20 minutes every day. That's what makes a difference. It's about compounding. He says it's not about the events. It's not about the intensity, but about the consistency. Work smarter, not harder. Now, he didn't say that part, but I added that at the end just to clarify. I used to do this in the past where I think, okay, if I work out really hard for this coming week, in 1 week I'm going to have a transformation. No, in 1 week all you're going to have is burnout and more self-hate. Yeah? So make things easier for yourself. Make things accessible for yourself. It doesn't mean that you're going the easy route. Actually, you're going the harder route. If that's what makes you feel like you're more respect-worthy, I'm telling you now, you're going the harder route. You want to know why? Because real consistency, real discipline, that shit is hard. Because you got to see that through seasons. You got to see that through not just 1 week, not just 1 month when you're feeling like it, when the sun is out and, you know, everybody's in a good mood. No, you got to see it through months, see it through seasons, not just seasons outside, but seasons inside, versions of yourself. And that's where the gold is at. Realize it's in your micro movements. Again, more on that later. My last point on this subject was you don't want to exhaust yourself on the insignificant details. I made this mistake many times in my past. I had art GCSE that I did, right? And I'd continuously muck it up. Why? Honestly, I was going through a little bit of a phase, a rebellious phase, and also I just didn't want anyone telling me what to do. Art was my outlet, all right? Art was my expression. And here I had a teacher telling me, you have to do art this way, and it bothered me so much. And as a result of that, I would only get as high as a D or a C. I could never get more than that. It wasn't until I started to meet the objectives in order to pass that I started to do well, that I started to do better. What I'm going to say to you is there is a space for play and creativity in your life, and sometimes that will not coincide with your goals, or at least not in the beginning stages. Sometimes getting your goals is just about doing what needs to be done. So wasting time, quite honestly, on the little details in the beginning is probably not what's going to allow you to bloom. You might think I'm covering the whole subject, I'm coming from a place of passion and depth, and in a lot of things in life, yes, that will actually be a beautiful place to come from because you will remain in a state of inspiration. However, if you're looking for faster progress, if you're looking to get from point A to point B in the most linear way possible without going loop de loop de loop de loop de loop de loop, what you actually need to do is stick to the objectives, stick to the things and the guidance from the people that have done it before. Go from point 1, 2, 3, 4, go in chronological order. Then once you've met that, then you can bring in a little bit more inspiration, a little bit more play. It's like when you first start going to the gym. Go and learn the basics of how to do a squat. Go and learn the basics of doing a press up, learn how to do modifications that help you, and then as you progress and you get comfortable, then you can bring in the play and the fun, and you can figure out how to modify it, make it more I don't know, whatever, how people like, oh my god, I'm like breaking a sweat here, how people develop it, and they develop new routines and things. It does sound contradictory, and it's not nice advice for me to even say it. It does feel like I'm telling you can't have fun, and the reality is I'm not telling you to not have fun. But sometimes that fun and that level of play can come at a detriment to achieving your goals. So sometimes you need to park that, you need to say what needs to be done right now, get that done, and that will actually bring you a greater sense of fulfillment than playing around here and then having no reward to reap at the end of it. Okay, I took my sweater off because I was boiling my ass off. I'm doing it for you guys though. I'm doing it. If you don't like you need to like this video for my dedication at this point because your girl is breaking a sweat. The next chapter, I guess you could say, is you're chasing or insisting. Actually, I found this out in an LOA video. They said persist, but don't insist. And when you insist something, it's almost as if you're making demands. You're being perhaps desperate for something as well. Hear me out. The best life lived is the one where you do not seek outside of yourself what is already deep within. Let that sink in for a second. A lot of the time, what we're looking for, we go about chasing things, pursuing things because we think it's going to give us a deeper sense of fulfillment. And I've got other videos on this, like fulfillment versus harmony, things like that. So please feel free to check that out if you're looking for a deeper understanding of this topic. There's also a video I have on chasing what's outside of you, band-aids on bullet holes, and that should explain to you a little bit better what I'm discussing here. A lot of the time we pursue things because we desire something, and desire is a good thing. It's natural, it's healthy, it's human, and it means that you are alive, and that's a good thing. But sometimes when we pursue things without actually taking time to pay conscious thought to them or conscious mind to them, we end up feeling almost emptier than when we first started, depleted. And you might feel like you're not making progress as a result of that, but actually I would even say that this is almost like the first point I made, is that you're running, but you're running in the wrong direction. You're looking outwards, you're looking for something, you're trying to find that thing over there and bring happiness from that source, when actually all of it starts within. What you really need to do is dig deep, find that glow from within. And it might sound very cheesy, I know, but that's me. You're welcome. Chances are you know deep down what fulfills you, but you're running from it. And in running from it, you're running from yourself. You're not doing yourself any favors there, hun. I was actually on Tam Kaur's, she's amazing, right? She's amazing. I was on Tam Kaur's podcast, Instagram, the other day, and it said, you only chase when you believe you are not worth chasing. Something like that. So what are you doing about that? In LOA we discussed this, like, you've got somebody else, you've got something else on a pedestal. Why? What is it within them that you are so intrigued by that you cannot foster within yourself? I've heard Shallon Lester say this, where I think she describes it as a hurt locker, where we have a crush or some sense of infatuation with somebody, but it's not actually because we like them, it's because they represent something to us. Something bigger than just a personality trait. There is something within them that we want to be. There is something within them that we wish to have within ourselves. So what is that? Why are you not worth chasing? What is the real reward that you're after? Because I can tell you it's probably not out there. It's probably deep within here. I was actually thinking about this the other day as well. I was like, you will realize that you cannot be seduced by anybody unless they treat you better than you treat you. Fuck, hold on, let me rephrase that. Or if not better, then on par. So if you're being seduced by idiots, it's a clear sign you need to take better care of yourself. Raise the bar by taking care of yourself. Have high standards for yourself, and everybody else will fall in line or flee. And remember, those who flee were never worth it. The only people worth entertaining then are the people who can treat you as well as you treat you. What? The only people who can treat you as well as you treat yourself, if not better, and either way they should improve your life, point blank, period. Take a minute and think about all the people you've been seduced by. And I don't just mean romantically, I mean that way, but also friendship wise. All the people that you put on a pedestal, all of the shit, quite honestly, that you have entertained. Why do you let that happen? If you're an adult, a fully functioning adult who can think for themselves, why do you let that happen? Because somebody who actually saw themselves as worthy of being protected, somebody who actually liked themselves and had some sense of self-preservation, wouldn't let somebody just walk into their lives and say, yeah, I'm gonna ruin all this. Why do you give somebody permission to do that to you? I'm not judging you, but you need to ask yourself that. What are you looking for in these people? What mirror is there within these people that you have within yourself? Why do you need them so bad? What is that codependency situation? All of this screams some sense of avoidance of oneself. What is it within you that you're so terrified of? Because I bet you, if you're attracting a messed up person, or if you're chasing after somebody, there's something within them that mirrors what is within you. And what you actually need is some healing, hun. You need to look within and you need to spend time with yourself. Spend time with yourself. Heal what has been broken. It doesn't matter if you broke it. It doesn't matter if they broke it. It doesn't matter if somebody in your distant past broke it. It is your responsibility to take care of it. Heal that. Help yourself to move forward. If you want to break out of a pattern, maybe, that is your responsibility. You need to look at it. How are you going to move on from a situation if you never actually deal with it head on? How are you going to become somebody new if you don't look at who you are right now? What are you working with right now? What are you hiding from? Which part of yourself is hidden in the shadow? Go and look at them. Make friends with them. Don't run from them anymore. They need you. They need your help to be healed. My last little chapter is this. Ready? Have a sip. You're not winning in the micro. If you doubt yourself on the micro, you will inherently doubt yourself on the macro. AKA, build trust with yourself with tiny actions, and by doing that, you will give yourself the permission to relax into the version of you that exists in the macro. Okay? I'll give you an example. How will you ever be a bodybuilder if you don't even get your butt to the gym? How will you ever be a student that does well if you're too afraid to open a damn textbook? It was only when I started to break the own little mental barriers I had, when I started to walk out that front door and do a little something that scared me, where I finally had my dreams feel more real. I could not access that level. I could not access those dreams until I showed God, actually, yeah, I'm about this. Yeah, I'm about her. Yeah, I'm about that version of me. You gotta do the micro. If you don't do the micro to show yourself that you're actually gonna show up for yourself, then the macro is gonna go to somebody else. I don't remember who it was that said this, but I agree that there are ideas floating about in the universe, and some of them we get downloaded. Like, we download, each and every one of us has the potential to actualize these ideas, but if you don't take advantage of the ideas in this lifetime, somebody else is going to, whether it be your future self in your next incarnation, or I was gonna say Joe, your neighbor. I don't know, but somebody is going to actualize that idea because it needs to be actualized. That change needs to be brought about at this time in this world. So if you're not gonna do it, it's gonna go to somebody else, regardless, whether or not you care about that. If you care about your macro dreams, if you care about being that version of you, if you care about achieving that goal or whatever, but you feel like you're not, it doesn't feel real enough, like you don't know if it's an actual thing for you, maybe take a look at the micro. Did you do the laundry like you said you would? Did you text that person back the way you said you would? Did you get up at that time the way you said you would? Because if you're not doing these things, honey, I'm sorry, but it's going to be really hard for you to trust that you can build your macro dream, you see? Or reach your macro targets. And I'm the last person to tell you you can't do it. You absolutely can. I've been in your shoes. I am you. But you need to show yourself on the micro so that one day, if anybody else even turns around and says, nah, I don't think you can do it, you can be like, bitch, I bet on myself every day. I know I can. So find your first step, make a commitment to take it, a tiny step. It's gonna feel so lame at first. Hamza actually said this in When You're Changing Your Life or something, a video like that. He said, your first thing that you do, it's going to feel so easy, too easy. Even you're gonna be like, am I playing a prank on myself? Like, it feels too easy, but that's where you want to go the first time around. When you're first starting to build trust with yourself, make it easy, then do it again and again and again, and just when it's becoming second nature, make the step a little bit bigger, just a little bit. Ooh, sexy, exciting. You keep it up. What's this tingle I feel? Another week goes by of you taking that size of step. Now increase the distance a little more and keep going, and don't look back until you've made it to your macro, until you've made it to that macro version of you, until you're living in your macro dreams. Don't you look back. Don't you look back unless it's to wave, oh hey, how you doing, to your old past self, and then keep it moving. You don't even go back and say, have a big catch up over coffee and tea, and the next thing you know, you're back to being them. No. You keep going until you make it to your macro self, aka until you barely recognize the version of you that you were all those moons ago in the best way possible. You gotta win in the micro. You gotta win the day. You gotta win today. You want a successful week? First, focus on a successful day, successful Monday, a successful Tuesday, a successful Wednesday. a successful hour. Who cares if it's Sunday? Start now. Start now. I don't care. Don't wait till the 1st of January. I mean, by the time I post this, it's going to be past that. But don't wait until the 1st of the month. Don't wait until Monday. Don't wait until whatever bloody stupid excuse or timeline you're making up. That's bullshit. Pick now. Start now. And win in the micro. What are the things on your list? You don't have a list? Get one. Make a list. If you don't like lists, mind map. Whatever the hell you like that keeps you accountable, that brings you a sense of satisfaction every time you go to take it off. Do that. Win in the micro. So to summarize, oh dear, it's getting a little naughty around here. Thought I'd stay on the nice list, but apparently not. To summarize, make sure you work hard, but you work hard in the right direction. Run, but run in the right direction. All of this is what's going to help you to move further towards your goals, because I sense here you've either got a sense of stagnation, and if you've clicked on this video, you probably got a sense of stagnation. You're putting in the work, but you just don't know what's holding you back. Where are things going wrong? I'm also quickly going to add here, before we forget, that maybe all you need to do is keep going. Maybe all you need to do is keep practicing patience, and it's going to hurt so much. It's like those last few reps in a workout where you're like, I can't do this. When you hear I can't, yeah, you need to tell that, because I can't is a feeling. I can't is not a fact. When you're working out, when you're in it, when it's hard, when it's difficult, right? I can't is very much usually a feeling. You can tell that feeling that's not true, you're not true. I can't is a test where you show it that you can. It's these last few reps, it's when you doubt yourself the most, it's when you're the lowest, where you get to actually show yourself that you can. Make sure you're working hard, but you're working hard with direction, and the right direction. Don't run backwards, babes. Don't run backwards. It doesn't help anyone. You'll probably bump into something, maybe a lamppost, and get yourself injured. Don't do it. It's not worth it. Persist, but don't insist. You don't need that thing outside of you to make you feel XYZ. That exists within you. You have the power. I heard a snippet off of a podcast that I was recently listening to. I didn't finish it. And the lady on there, oh, I wish I could credit her right now. If I have her name, I'll like put it up here. She said, we think that our thoughts are powerful. It's not our thoughts that are powerful, it's us. We are powerful, and because we're powerful, our thoughts get given power, right? So imagine how much you can conjure up within yourself. If you have the energy to chase something outside, you have the energy to heal something within. Absolutely. It's more exhausting running in the wrong direction than it is to actually stop, look in the mirror, and see yourself for who and what you are. At first it's going to feel uncomfortable, it's going to feel scary, it's going to feel weird, you're not going to like it. You're going to be like, no, I'm used to this, I'm used to looking everywhere else. Shut up, sit down, you're not that bad. You can't be as scary as the rest of us. You really can't. There is so much peace to be found in just sitting with yourself and being like, this is who I am. And I'm gonna work with what I've got. And I'm not perfect, but just acknowledging that in itself is so freeing. And remember, win the day. You never know which day is going to be your last, and I don't mean to say that you shouldn't have goals as a result of that, or that you should stop pursuing what's important to you. I think that pursuit, again, that comes from a place of desire, is what means we're alive and we're living. That's important, but enjoy today, make it your own, take charge of it. Don't postpone what it is that you want to achieve. You don't want to go to bed another day not feeling at peace with yourself. You deserve that. Win today, win the micro, show yourself that you can, because then when that voice in your head says I can't, you know deep down what's true. Anyway, I know that was a little all over the place, a little bit random, and sorry about the striptease, guys. Anyway, yeah, let me know again what you drank, what you thought, any other things, any other suggestions you might have on what hinders people from making progress. And let me see if there's any Christmassy questions I could ask you. Yeah, what are you doing for Christmas? Or if you don't celebrate Christmas, what are you doing for Hanukkah? Or just in the December months to get ready for the new year? Or what are you doing now when I post this in the new year? Let me know, comment down below, and thank you for watching if you made it this far. And I will see you in the next video.